Now, it's time to test the Techsmarter PD Power 30 watts. Amazon listing of 30,000 milliamp hours, but it really is printed in 26,800 milliamp hours. So we're going to test that because we can here in the lab of wackiness. So for a brief overview of this power bank, this is a Techsmarter. This is your basic standard laptop power bank. It has two USB-A ports and a USB-C port for your outputs and your USB-C input. And it also has micro USB input for charging. Has four blue battery indicator lights, and your fifth indicator is the PD power. So when you see that fifth light on, that's your PD power. And that only comes on if you have a charger greater than 30 watts to charge this thing, because this thing does accept laptop charge capability. So 19 volts at an amp and a half. So that's quite a bit of power going back into recharging a power bank. So this has just come off charging, and usually what this does is it'll come off the PD power, so it'll go from 19 volts at amp and a half, and then as this thing comes up to charge, the circuitry inside automatically regulates it down to 5 volts, which then comes up to the current of about 3 amps, and then it finishes charging at until it linear tapers off to full charge, and then it bumps tops it off from time to time. So it's kind of handy to have a little meter on these some of these power banks, because you really don't know when they're fully charged, because especially with this new stuff that it continues to charge on and on and on. So I can see my battery is getting low, so let me change that out, and we'll come right back. So as I was saying before we got rudely interrupted by low battery signals, see red, better change it fast. So it's nice to have a meter on these things, because you don't really know when it's fully charged, because like I said, it came off of PD power, so 19 volts at amp and a half, dropped down to 5 volts at 3 amps until it finished charging, but it continues to trickle in power to top it off. So you don't really know when it's fully charged, but it is fully charged now because the meter is reading 0, and it bumps it every once in a while, so it comes on and off. So this is your basic PD power laptop charger. So if you got a laptop that needs 19 volts charge, this is your man. Whether it's 26,800 milliamp hours, we're going to test that right now to see if it comes anywhere near it. And if it don't, well, guess what? Back to Amazon. So it, like I said, it has a micro USB input for charging. It also has USB-C for input and output charging. USB-C is only used for the PD power, and of course, your regular 5 volt power. And then you got two USB-A outputs. One is black and one is green. The one on black is only good for 5 volts at 1 amp, and then your green one is I believe it's a quick charge 3.0. They got some weird. They got their own language for the quick charge. So you get your standard 5 volts at 3 amps, 9 volts at 2 amps, 12 volts at amp and a half, 15 volts at 2 amps, 20 volts at amp and a half. And then that's for your USB-C. And then your green USB-A output is 5 volts at 2.4 amps, 9 volts at 2, and 12 at amp and a half. So, of course, most commonly, it's going to be used for USB-C power anyway. So this is pretty much done charging. It's flipping back and forth between maintenance charge, I would assume. So now we will take that off, and we'll full charge. Now it's time to test. Test, test, test. So what we're going to use for tests, we're going to use the A-Torch, 10 amp, 36 volt electronic load. So let's go ahead and hook this up to power. And this is going to be a long duration test, so I'll have to carefully move this stuff to the floor, because it's probably going to take all night to do its thing. So we'll go ahead and plug this in, and we're going to reset everything. So we're going to reset all the counters. So we'll go down to clear everything. So now everything is clear. And now we're going to set our amperage to 1 amp. And now we are ready to hook up this Techsmarter to see if it really is a 26,800 milliamp power bank within reason. If it's within 20% of the rating, it's a good one. If it's not, it sucks. So now we'll hook it up to USB-C. So we'll use one of my recently purchased JS aux USB-C cables. These are a nice, very heavy-duty cable. Supposedly, it's good to 60 watts of PD power. So that's a good thing. But that doesn't matter in this case, because we're only discharging at 1 amp. So we will go ahead and plug into that. And we're going to go ahead and plug into the power bank. And in most power banks, you need to turn them on. So we'll turn them on and start the test. So while that's discharging this, it's a fairly hefty power bank, so it appears to have some hopefully good 18650s in it, because it's got the similar construction of the Duracell. So you can see it's sort of similar. It might have maybe 3 18650s in parallel. But who knows? We'll find out when the test is over. So for you, it'll be just a little flip of the next segment screen. So we'll see you then. So the testing results have concluded for the Techsmarter, so-called, according to Amazon, 30,000 milliamp hours, but the device says 26,800. The results are 15,151. That's pathetic. That's like 43% off this specification of 26,800, and more than 50% if it, 50% if it was 30,000. So grossly overrated figures, typical of some of these online sellers that sell this crap. So this one will be going back promptly. So here's the numbers. Can you see? 15. $151. Or 74.7 watt hours. So yeah, another dud. So 3 in a row, all strikes. So that's pretty pathetic. So I've already printed the return label. So adios, Techsmarter. You're gone. You suck. And since this is a unbiased review, I'll make this video a review now instead of an overview, saying that the Techsmarter PD Power laptop power bank wannabe 30,000 amp hour, 30 amp hours, or 26.8 amp hours sucks. And since it was purchased with my own money, I can say it sucks. I'm not compensated, so I don't have to fold to online sellers, and that's the good part of doing an actual review. I can say what I like about it. Here's what I like about it. I like about it. It's got it's simple. It has everything you need and everything you don't. So all you need is, if you're a USB-C user, you got it. If you're still on USB-A and you need, quick charge, you got it. Does it charge up fast? Hell yeah. It can charge up to, 19 point whatever volts at, amp and a half. So it'll recharge these things fairly quickly. What I don't like about it, the capacities, just one big fat lie. So you got maybe 1,500 milliamp hour, battery pack, for $50. That's kind of expensive for a 1,500 milliamp hour power bank. So we'll say, maybe there are 17s or 1900s in there. Maybe 2,000, maybe 20 at tops. So, that's pretty pathetic. So that's it for this video. This will be boxed up. Actually, I'll box it up right now in front of you. So here's the box. I didn't destroy it. I didn't all the other good stuff. So we're gonna box it right up on camera and say adios, bitch. You suck. And we'll try something else later. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. I know it's double the price of this thing, so whether I decide to buy it and test it, that's a different story. So you get to 3 strikes in a row, you're kind of, hey, do we really want to be bothered at this point? No. Live on camera. A reboxing and ship out of crappy products. So, in case some of you don't know how to do an Amazon return, you go to the Amazon site, you hit return, and they'll give you a reason why you're returning it. And in my case is incorrect description of said item. And then you say why. Website says 30,000 milliamp hours. Product says 26,800. Actual test, 15,151. So, lame. So then you print your sheets out. So you get one that has a barcode, and you fold that up and throw that in the box so that you can scan it. And then you take the rest of them, and you really don't. Then you take these two. This one's already on a box, so you don't have to put that one back on. So So all you got to do is tape up this one and tape up this one. So simple as that. Of course, if you're shipping it in a regular box, then you have to stick this one on. So UPS doesn't screw up and put it on an airplane and then the battery pack decides to blow up and takes the whole plane down with all your other Amazon returns and Amazon incomings and all the other stuff, and wipes out quarter of the city population. That's why it's always best to test, because you don't always get what you pay for. And you can't trust Amazon reviews because, some of them might be even compensated with, online sellers. Oh, you give us a good review, we'll give you $100. Nah. I like to do a real review for the general public, instead of being one of them guys that just does reviews and they're compensated, so they have to bend over to the man because they're being compensated. And then later on, it breaks down or blows up, and they don't do another review saying why it sucks. So it's kind of pointless to even be bothered with one. And then after you box it up, and of course this one's going back via UPS, and then Amazon waits for that barcode to become active, and then once it gets scanned to the system, wham bam slam, you got your money back. It can be lost in transit after it departs your hands. It's no concern to you anymore. Because I sent back that basis, and within I think 2 hours later, after I dropped it off in the morning, it was scanned and it was ready. I got my money back, so flipping cool. So adios, Techsmarter. I will find something else to test later. Maybe it's cool, maybe it sucks, and we'll do another awesome review. Does it suck or is it good? So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.